Hi all, welcome to Doolally Crafts. I'm Karen and I've got a card to put together with you today. To start off with, what we need is a 5 6/8 card, 5 6/8 inches by 4 1/8 of Whisper White. Then you need 2 pieces of Coastal Cabana cut at 5 1/2 inch by 3 7/8. A piece of patterned paper, which is 5 2/8 by 3 5/8, and the same with the Whisper White piece at 5 2/8 by 3 5/8. A piece of Whisper White, which is 1 1/2 inches by 3 5/8, and then a piece of patterned paper, which is 3 5/8 by 1/2 inch. You'll also need a scrap of Whisper White. Okay, let's start now. We're starting with the Coastal Cabana pad of ink. It's the Stampin' Up! Classic ink, and because I'm going to be using some of the photopolymer stamps, or a photopolymer stamp, you're also best to use a stamping mat which gives a little bit of cushioning so you get a better print. Now, I haven't used this stamp yet, so it'll probably not stamp as well as I would hope. This is from the Crazy About You stamp set, which is one of the new releases. So we'll just line it up, and it's best to have, I don't know whether you can see there, the larger points either top and bottom, instead of the smaller points. Okay, here we go, line it up, give it a good press, and that's not too bad. Okay, may as well keep that out because we'll cut that out once it's dry. The next piece we're using is the 1 1/2 inch by 3 5/8, and this next stamp is from the Let Your Hair Down stamp set, and it says never too old to party. You'll have to excuse the dog barking in the background. That's our pup. So we'll just off center that, never too old to party. Set that aside to dry. And also from the Let Your Hair Down stamp set, we have It's Your Birthday, Let Your Hair Down. And that will go on the Whisper White piece, just at the top there. So all of the stamping is now done. We have a little piece of the patterned paper, which I can't remember what the name of the paper pack is. Hang on. It's the Elegance paper pack. I love the Coastal Cabana colour in this, and as you can see, it's got the crushed curry on the opposite side. I better do this on the craft mat. So a little bit of snail along the bottom there, and this is just to bring in some of the colour from the front of the card to inside the card. Just line that up and pop it down, and that will go onto one of the larger pieces of Coastal Cabana. And this will go inside the card. So there we go, and that's all ready to go inside the card blank. Now, most of my products tonight are Stampin' Up, but I've run out of snails, so I'm just using some of the glue tape that I have from the local craft store. So there's the inside of the card, as you can see. So now we'll start work on the outside. It's a really, really easy card to make, this one. So we've got our piece of patterned paper from the Elegance set. So we'll just pop that onto the Coastal Cabana. Like so. Now we have a new punch. I can't remember the name of it, but if you want the code, it is on the punch itself. One of my Christmas presents this year was one of those label makers. Absolutely brilliant. So now I have put on all of my punches, they've all got the Stampin' Up code on them so that we can figure out which what the numbers are if you'd like to order any. Okay, so the piece that we've actually stamped with the small sentiment just goes across the bottom there. And I've also run out of dimensionals at the moment, so some cheap ones. You can get these really cheap at the reject shop. They're not as good as Stampin' Up, but they'll do the job for tonight until my next delivery arrives. So just peel off the backing, just pop that there, and as I said, the card's almost complete now. All we need to do is pop some snails on the back, and almost finished. Now I do have some Kaiser gems which almost match the Coastal Cabana. They're just a bit brighter, but they'll add a little bit of vibrancy to the card, just a little bit of bling. And just pop some at the top here, just 3 medium across the top. As you can see, I use my craft knife for quite a bit of the fiddly bits on cards. I know a lot of the girls use tweezers and their craft pick, but being the old style, a lot of my cards are made simply using my craft knife and my steel ruler. Okay, and that's the card completed. I hope you've enjoyed this quick tutorial, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon.